All right, welcome to the Mystery Fireside. Finally, going to go over that crypto mining fireside. The great news is this is being recorded for anyone who feel. All right, welcome to the crypto mining fireside. Glad to finally be able to get this one out. It is being recorded for anyone who's missing out and will be available to the Yacht Club at any time once I get that uploaded. Today's is going to be rather quick. We're going to be covering a lot of the crypto mining information for people who've never really done any mining before. There's definitely a lot of opportunities to earn within the crypto space even now, and mining still remains as one of the top contenders. First of all, I just want to talk about how mining works. It's a competitive puzzle solving process where miners race to find the solution to a complex math problem. It is called proof of work. Miners will use the proof of that work to validate crypto transactions and create new blocks. Um, it's called cryptographic hashing, which uses digital puzzle pieces to create a unique output or hash. You can also think of the SHA 256 algorithm, which is used in Bitcoin mining. Miners will iteratively change what's called a nonce until they can find the correct hash. Of course, the easiest way for human beings to think about this is imagine you were solving Sudoku puzzles that you could trade for heroin. Bitcoin mining is extensively energy requirements. If you ever looked into purchasing your own Bitcoin miner, you'll find that most of them use a 240 volt power supply and still use that same 15 amps. So they will be continuously running at a 3.2 kilowatts of electricity, which I think is quite a bit. Let's see here. Chat open. All right. So along with Bitcoin miner, you have the potential rewards of Bitcoin mining. We're coming up on that Bitcoin halving, which will make the rewards a lot less, and we can hope that those will increase in value at the very least. Let's see, am I missing something in general chat? All right. The other, but along with the block rewards, they also do get a small amount of transaction fees, and hopefully those will become a greater percentage of rewards over time. There is a potential for passive income with a Bitcoin miner, as long as your electricity costs and hardware expenses are favored. That electricity cost is going to be one of the biggest expenses when mining Bitcoin. It is not it is not fun. Not only trying to keep that 3.2 kilowatt engine running, but also to pay for the cooling around it. Those things will get quite nasty and hot. But Bitcoin mining does contribute to securing the Bitcoin network. Um, when you're talking about getting your own Bitcoin miner, the main things that you're going to have to worry about are going to be that cost of electricity. A lot of people recommend getting less than 10 cents per kilowatt hour as a sweet spot for mining. But of course, the less is better. You're also going to need some pretty expensive hardware. Bitcoin is mined with ASICs or application-specific integrated circuits. ASICs are basically a circuit where you electrocute it to solve math problems instead of being like your computer, which has all these binary logic gates and the ones and zeros and all that. You electrocute it, the answer pops out. Is the easiest way to think of it. Except it can only solve one kind of problem. So if you have an SHA 256 miner, it just mines SHA 256. If you have a Kadena miner, it just mines, forgot what it is, but Litecoin and Dogecoin will be on script. There's definitely a lot of there's definitely a lot of specific types of algorithms, but every ASIC can only solve one kind of algorithm, which is one of the reasons that there was a push to, oh, I forgot what it is, FPGA, which is a little bit closer between what an ASIC does and what a graphics card does. But those never really caught on due to pricing and availability, because it's not like it's easy to just go grab an FPGA at Best Buy. Um, so with Bitcoin mining hardware, you do need to continuously upgrade that hardware to maintain competitiveness. You're not going to be able to mine the same today with 20 terahash as you could 2 years ago, because that difficulty is continuously increasing. The size of the pools, the amount of mining power being used, is constantly on the rise. Um, there's also a lack of certainty of profitability. If you buy a Bitcoin miner for, $20,000, when you could have bought a Bitcoin for $20,000, well, if the price of Bitcoin rises 50% in a year, then you have an ROI versus just buying the coin. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people don't really consider when they decide to start mining, is that a lot of times if you just bought the coin, you'd be doing a lot better off than if you had been mining. And then, of course, if you're betting on the price of the coin going down, then you also don't want to mine it, because, if you mine Bitcoin and a year later you're still mining, 1/3 of a Bitcoin a year, and Bitcoin is now 1/8 the price, then you, you probably don't feel very good about using all your electricity on that. So there is definitely a sweet spot and a lot of math that is involved. One of the important mentions here is that Ethereum made a transition from proof of work to proof of stake, which is really, really great for increasing the efficiency of the network, making it easier to purchase graphics cards at the store and devices that have graphics cards without spending 10 times MSRP and being on a wait list. Um, but it also reduced a lot of security from the network. Ethereum mining was resource intensive. A lot of people would have, I don't know if you've seen those on Craigslist when looking for a graphics card, but a lot of people would have these blocks of 5, 10 miners on this rack, just of, the 3090s for 2060s or whatever was the top piece at the time. And they would just have those running continuously, solving puzzles, making heat, hundreds and hundreds of watts, because it used to be quite profitable. It wasn't really something that was especially scalable, because of the compute was competing with people who actually needed that hardware for um, games or for video rendering or anything else that you can do with a graphics card, like AI. Um, and so switching over to proof of stake significantly lowered the energy usage, significantly lowered the cost to humanity as a whole of the Ethereum network. Um, but now there is a lot more of a centralization risk by removing that mining, by removing that proof of work that every single person could participate in. They concentrated it down into Ethereum nodes. More than 60% of staked Ethereum is currently in centralized exchanges. Companies involved with Ethereum proof of stake are complying with OFAC sanctions, including Flashbots and Eden Network, which means if you want to, say, tornado something, and the US government doesn't think that you should tornado something, now that it's moved from proof of work to proof of stake, those kinds of transactions can be blocked by certain companies. And it's becoming even more centralized because people just want to set it and forget it. And of course, Ethereum is still fucking expensive. It did not get cheaper. That was not some huge gateway of savings, making the world a better place. You can finally do a simple transfer for under $5. No, no, it didn't really help that. There's also still security concerns related to network attacks and that economic centralization. What I'm more worried about is what you would find regarding, government control in centralization, especially when it comes to currency and when it comes to how much the US government really, really hates everything crypto. Now that Ethereum mining isn't a possibility, one of the best options is to find something else to mine. My personal recommendation, if you're in an area that supports it, is helium miners. Helium mining is a really, really cool kind of mining because it helps with the Internet of Things. It helps extend ranges, make data available. It helps build up the world itself rather than just one single crypto hash. Helium miners or mining HMT are definitely helping out, and they still are providing value even in 2023. It's not like they disappeared just because people stopped talking about them. Let me move this link over here for those of you who want to learn more about helium miners. I'm going to insert the link into the Millionaire VC chat. There we are. Okay. One of the things, do keep an eye on any helium miners you get. I got a helium miner and it said, I don't like your Wi-Fi, goodbye. And just never actually mined anything. Definitely worth paying attention to reviews and sourcing if you ever do anything like that. It can be a little bit of a pain to get the right one, and it's sometimes worth spending a little bit more to get that extra validity, or just buy it on Amazon where you're not really going to get screwed over. Uh, one of the one of the next miners to talk about, something that is at least possible to be profitable without a huge power connection, would be Cadena. Cadena miners are really valuable even at the lower end of 2 terahash. You can operate a Cadena miner and mine KDA. My thoughts regarding Cadena mining, and I can get that miner over here too. Um, it is definitely an excellent choice if you're going to be mining, would be that Cadena mining. Hello, good crypto win. We've got a couple of links in the VC chat going over a couple of different types of miners now that Ethereum is no longer mineable. Oh, I see a guy with a name is in the voice or is in the chat typing. He should say hi. All right. So my thoughts regarding Cadena is that you have a higher risk getting into something like Cadena just because it's not exactly popular, right? You're not finding people talking about KDA and all the new projects on there in the same way that you hear about, BSC or Ethereum or even like Polygon. It's sort of like, let me double check right now. I forgot to check TVL, KDA, TVL. That can't be right. It's saying there's like 500,000 TVL. Cadena. Yeah, I'm seeing about 1 million as the TVL on DeFi Llama. I don't know. It doesn't seem to me like that's a very good thing to mine if they're not even using more than a couple projects worth. I would be about as afraid of using KDA as I would be, Algorand. And I really hated Algorand. Um, So yeah, it's definitely a good choice on paper for minables because you can mine so much of their token with a very low hash rate. And that means that something like, where is it? Something like the Ice River KAS, which only takes 1200 watts, is actually pretty viable and a profitable option. I would just be rather worried about the long-term viability of a network that's been around for so long and has been so well known, without having without having very much TVL or anything. Maybe it's a bull run token. Who knows? Let's see. Who is next on my list? All right. All right. The next interesting one is Filecoin mining. Um, this one is probably a little bit more involved than a lot of the other miners, where you can just set up a single machine. With Filecoin mining, you need to have proof of capacity. You actually get paid for providing real value. You also need to be renting a AWS or similar server. You need to have actual huge amounts of storage space, really fast data, lots and lots of uptime. But on the other side of that, it is one of the few mining softwares where you are actually providing a net benefit to the world, making things a little bit easier for humanity itself, creating, decentralized storage. It's one of the few coins and opportunities where there's 100% value backing it. You are storing those files for people. Let me see. Where did it go? Here we are. All right. The next miner I want to talk about is a personal favorite of mine. I have always loved AI, or artificial intelligence. Hello, Breach. And Tom there. Nice to see everyone here. The next kind of miner that I'd like to talk about is absolutely my favorite, because I just love artificial intelligence. This is the one thing that I have been mining with my GPU just because I absolutely love it. Um, it is horde mining. I hope that was the right link, especially with me talking it up like that. It is horde mining, but basically, what you can do is you can donate your own PC's processing power to the horde, to give people the ability to do things like stable diffusion, or run a 30B model, or train, XYZ. You can give them that processing power from your device. Even if you don't have a GPU, there are still some CPU classification tasks that you could donate to. When you give your compute power to Horde, you receive some tokens on the flip side that allow you to get priority for your own image generation or for your own text generation. It can be a really great way, to sort of give back to the world while also getting a little bit for yourself. Maybe next time I can have this set up entirely and be able to walk people through it bit by bit. All right. Now, no conversation on mining can go without Bitmain. Let's copy here and pasta. The granddaddy of them all, Bitcoin mining. 100% only ASIC mineable. You can, I guess, get one of those USB sticks where you can mine 1 hash a minute or whatever. Lottery miners, they're called. But your best bet is going to be for something like the S19, um, which usually is not $1,600. I think that Bitmain lowers their prices after they sell out. But something like the Bitminer S19 is really what you need to be mining any amount of Bitcoin at all. You're going to have quite an extensive setup. Most people choose to host their miners um, out of the country, especially for people in the United States. You'll often find the most value is going to be warehouses in China where you basically pay a rental fee to keep them online. Never actually see the miners, just have to hope and pray that they're actually there, which can be worth it. So you have that. Um, I would say that if you're going to do any Bitcoin mining, do the math for hosting in an external location. Do not try and run those out of your house unless you're living somewhere in the Arctic Circle where you want things to be as hot as they can possibly be, because you will absolutely get that. What is I found a good one as an example somewhere. Mm, oh yeah, script miner. Where is it? Sorry, I thought I had this saved when I was looking for it. Wanted to show you all an example of something fun. All right, here we are. This is a lottery miner. Ridiculously expensive for what it is. I'm sure there are better examples, and I could have just searched a little longer. But this will mine Bitcoin at the astonishing rate of 200 gigahash per second, as compared to the 20 trillion hash per second of standard miners. But it only uses 10 watts, compatible with Windows, Mac, and Linux. So it can certainly be a way of having a little bit of fun and being able to claim that you technically own a Bitcoin miner. But that's the most that you would get out of a classic account. If you're actually trying to mine profitably, I would stick to one of the larger Bitcoins or one of the Cadena miner or Helium would probably be your safest bet. Let me see here. I think Filecoin is something that I looked into before, but it's just far too expensive and confusing to get started. Um, Personally, my favorite thing to mine would definitely be that Horde AI, just to be helping people out, getting access to artificial intelligence at only the cost of a little bit of electricity. And if you were going to leave your computer on anyways, then why not? Let me see. All right. So honestly, I had quite a few talking points here, but they were way too easy to go over. Sort of ran out of things early. Does anyone have any questions, ideas, suggestions for me while we're here? Happy to go through the Millionaire VC, or if you want to ping me in general. All right. Has everyone here mined crypto before? Anyone who has or has not mined crypto before? I used to mine a little bit of Ethereum. I think I made like 50 bucks on NiceHash in total. Oh, you did helium and Bitcoin. You mine Bitcoin? Did you use one of those giant ASICs, or did you get or was that back when you could actually do it by CPU? Future bit. Let me look that up. Um, the Apollo. I think I've seen those. Okay, that's the one that's an entire computer, isn't it? Yeah, I figured it. Does it cover the electricity of running it? No? Oh yeah, those lightning nodes can be pretty profitable, right? If you ever if you invest into one of the lightning nodes to I don't even know what they actually do. I should have looked that up. Let me see, lightning node. How does a lightning node work? Okay, theirs is more like a wallet, so it's not like anything where you could actually earn something from. All right, uses multi-signature wallets to enable the creation of off-chain payment channels, allows for faster, cheaper transactions, and allows the ability to make more transactions while waiting for block confirmations. Huh. Usually I thought a multi-sig is slowing things down, but learn something new every day. Okay. So you got it to learn that it do you use it often? Okay. Yeah, I ended up turning my helium miner off because it refuses to attach to the internet. Are you still mining helium? Oh, okay. How's that doing for you as far as like profitability? Is it worth it? So I won't get up and go work really hard to try again. Is your areas just like oversaturated or did because I remember hearing it used to be really, really great to run helium. Oh, $2. That would be why. Let's see, I'm gonna pull that chart up. Here I am shilling helium miners at price. Ooh, 186. Oh, and 186 is the top of today. High of $50? IoT? Can you use the same devices for it or no? No? Hmm. Too bad it's not like proof of work where if you're the only person mining, you just get all the coins. Turn it on, get a few hundred helium, mine a block, I guess. All right. Well, I'll have to take a look into IoT. Here I'm living back in the day where helium was the huge thing. All right. So what's that? Oh, okay. Oh, is it all on that same network? I forgot what network helium's on. Subnetwork tokens, IoT and mobile are backed and redeemable for HNT. Oh, wow. Huh. So with helium, they actually have their own like cell phone. Is it? Let me show you this. I wouldn't suggest clicking this link unless you're on a relatively secure device or one that you don't care about. But let me copy this again. Copy and pasta. Is that real? Do you know? Like, is that an actual thing where you can just helium powered cell phones? Wow. Now, that would be the coolest way to do things. Just actually completely decentralized cell phone network. You have people using devices that they bought all over the country. I mean, honestly, with the way 5G is, because it's so short range, that's probably the only way that anything like that can actually be universal, especially in somewhere as huge as, the US. It's not like you can hmm, mobile mining. Let me see. Mobile mining. Well, if it's different, well, it would have to be different hardware, I guess. Hmm. If they're really going to be doing something like that, it sounds like getting it early would be a pretty cool bet. 100x or zero, right? You grab that before it can come to, say, Dallas, and then when it hits Dallas, you're the only one, or you're the first at least. Has Have you ever looked into that air quality mining thing? Air quality? Oh, it was. Air quality mining, crypto. The Planet Watch. Mm. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was gonna buy it, and then right when I actually had the money to dump into it, the price crashed. Yep. Well, they didn't have the greatest tokenomics. They put everything at the front end, and my guess is they wanted everyone to buy them up, and then they didn't really care what happened after. Caspa. I've heard of Caspa. I just need a refresher. Oh, that's another ghost. Okay, it's an entire chain, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I love the idea. of a proof of work blockchain, something that's entirely decentralized, something that's actually usable. Um, my only real concern is that there doesn't really seem to be anything on any of these remaining chains. Like Ethereum was the last one people actually used. It's like you want you want to find a protocol, it's probably going to be on, you know, Polygon at the worst, but most likely going to be BSC. So, do you do any kind of staking like for like AVAX subnets and all that? What is that called? AVAX staking. Avalanche staking. Oh, delegation for a validator. Oh, okay, in Wolfer. So they do that for Avalanche specifically, or for other coins as well, like Ethereum and all that? Okay. Ooh, how do you feel about Phantom? I was interested in them, but I it seemed to me like an entire network based on tomb forks. The only thing they're really known for. It sort of seemed like a snake eating its own tail. Let me see. All right. So I think y'all have definitely given me a lot to research because I was taking a look and I saw the lowest requirement for AVAX if you want to delegate it is like 25, and that's not exactly unachievable anymore. So I'll definitely take a look at that, and then I want to look up cast mining a bit. It's just with with actual proof of work mining, I think the end of the GPU was a real tragedy. That you There's not really much of an incentive to just hoard a whole bunch of GPUs and run those unless you're trying to be nice and give out hoard AI tokens. Mm. All right. So I think this is going to be an early one. Anyone else have questions, comments, concerns, any ideas, anything you'd like to see or hear or do for next time? Um, this one should be on YouTube pretty quickly after we're done here. Will be available for everyone who wants to see it in Yacht Club. Um, so, all right. Well, thank you all for coming, especially you, P21. You've been a great help. Definitely learned a lot. If you happen to, if you would like an AMA with MDB, would be wonderful to connect about Wolfer Finance. See about doing some project pitches up in here. But I will talk to y'all later.